Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to AWS On Air. My name is Aaron Hunter. I'm a senior technical trainer with AWS Training and Certification. And today I have my friend Tech Deep here. Tech Deep, how are you?
Hey, Aaron, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. So, Tech Deep is here to talk about something interesting happening live at reInvent 2022 and also some new changes that are coming at the same time. Tech Deep, why are you here today?
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, as you can see, there's a big room behind me. It's pretty big, and we're actually setting it up. We're having these specialty sessions for our product AWS Jams, and there's six of them. We're expecting 300 people per session here.
Wow.
So I'm glad to talk about that. And yeah, we're launching a bunch of new things, and also launched recently some new features for the product, and I'm excited to share about all of those with everyone.
Yeah, so AWS Jam is a really fun product. Being a technical trainer, I've taught a lot of classes, and they have jam sessions as part of those classes as well. But here at reInvent, it's an opportunity for people to get some hands-on experience through jams. Can you tell us more about the product and why it was created?
Absolutely, absolutely. So AWS Jam has been in existence for several years now. It originally started by just us being AWS, going at customer sites and working with them at the problems they have, and we realized that there was a lot of challenges that our customer faced, and many of them were repetitive with each other. But there was no way of getting that information back from the field, and sharing with other customers. And so the AWS ProServe professional services team created the Jam product. First version was basically looking into all of these use cases, translating them back into an educational product that helps individuals learn how to build on AWS the right way. And it slowly over time became gamified. It's a team-based learning product, group-based learning. So you're not in it by yourself. You go in it with a bunch of your friends or colleagues, and you tackle problems together, just like you would in a real life situation at work.
You say
Um,
friends or colleagues, like they're two different people. All of my colleagues are my friends.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just you can go in a professional environment, or you could just like outside of work if you want to develop some skills. You could also do that.
That's really cool. And there's a new product that's being launched. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it's been launched a couple of months ago. It's something called AWS Jam Journeys. They're in, if you've heard about AWS Skill Builder, and if you've not, I encourage you to go on uh, explore.skillbuilder.aws to learn more. But yeah, we have these amazing sets of challenges that, as an individual, if you're not wanting to go into a group setting and you want to learn at your own pace, um, and you want to learn about the domain of like security or ML, machine learning, or networking, we have these nice is what we call them in Skill Builder, and you can just tackle challenges at your own pace and go through that experience yourself.
That's really cool. And you mentioned people going through jam journeys and tackling the challenges together. Can they do that in person and remotely at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, Jam Journeys is really like a single player, if you want to call it, version of the AWS Jam product. It's all virtual, right? You sign up in Skill Builder, and you can just start the journey from your laptop. And the AWS Jam product, which is more team based, you can be in person or virtual. I think one of the cool things that we have about this product, AWS Jam, is that it allows teams to connect at a global level. As you know, nowadays, like after the pandemic, many people are working from home. A lot of organizations and our customers have started growing, internationally, and just having their employees all over the world. And the other thing that brings up is it's difficult now for team bonding. We used to have these team events back in the days before COVID, where you would all get together physically and go bowling or go and do an escape room. It just gets harder to do that virtually. And one of the things that we've learned from customer pain points and adapting our product is the AWS Jam product is an excellent way for teams in a corporate environment to get together as around a team building activity. It does a lot of because of the group thinking environment that it produces. Uh, it increases team bonding, but also just at the end of the day, you end up having fun. You learn about how to build on AWS with your colleagues, and just
Yeah. You
it
just
connects
jam.
people.
You just
Yeah, just
hang out and
jamming.
jam. Yeah. It's like so when I was a kid, let me kind of step back a little bit and say when I was a kid, I used to watch bands and watch my friends play, and we would just jam together. I really didn't know how to play guitar, so it's kind of like that. You're not playing musical instruments, but you're playing with AWS services and products, and Jam is there's challenges with Jam, right? So, um, how are Jam challenges different from other lab experiences? I guess that's one question I have for you.
Absolutely. And I mentioned it's a hands-on experience. So you're probably thinking like, well, we've got, labs, and we have a lot of them. So how is this different from that kind of a hands-on experience? And it's very different. I mean, actually, let me show you, I'll bring up some mock-ups on the screen here, and I can walk you through that experience. And I think that will actually be doing a better job at explaining how they are different. If you go through a standard lab, in any kind of learning environment, you're doing that in a very protocol kind of a manner, right? So you're going like step one, do this; step two, open that; step three, copy this piece of code snippet, paste it there, and that's just like it does the job. It helps you like really understand like the basics. Um, but it doesn't like foster critical thinking, right? It'll give you confidence. That's awesome. And the way the jams are different is you're basically in an environment that simulates a real world problem. There's fun added in it. There's a situational context. It's a simulation, as I said, right? So here's a screen example that shows you when you log in, you've got a set of tasks or challenges to complete. And in this case, this is actually a preview of the machine learning jam journey that we have on Skill Builder. And so it gives you a task that you need to solve, a challenge. And every one of these challenges, when you click on Open Challenge, gives you like the steps, like what are the challenges, like the different puzzles that you've got to solve. And very open-ended, right? As you see on the screen, there's no like step one, step two, step three. It's basically real world. You go on Google, you read some documentation, and you figure it out. Like we have an awesome chat functionality for those who are doing it as a group within the product. And the other fun part is, just like in real life, sometimes you get stuck, right? Not asking you to go on Stack Overflow to figure out how to pass a challenge, but we have something called hints within our
Whoa,
Jam
whoa, whoa.
challenge.
Where am I supposed to get all my answers then, Tech Deep?
Right. So, I mean, that's the beauty of it, and that's what we hear from our customers. Aaron, there's a lot of the group thinking aspect really brings in a different level of experiential learning. So yeah, we have hints. Every challenge has 3 hints. Just like if you were stuck in an escape room, you get hints to move on to the next puzzle, and so those hints are created to just nudge a little bit towards the answer, but not giving you the answer.
Yeah. Are
Um,
there any penalties for using hints? Let's say like you kind of want to do this gamified approach and have, I'm guessing, like a point-based system. Are there penalties?
It is. I mean, AWS Jam is a game-based product. We use a lot of gaming elements in it. One of them is competition and collaboration, right? And choice. And so every challenge that you do in a group environment, you're competing with others. And the way the competition works is, as you can see on the screen, there's points for solving each task. Now, you earn these points when you finish your tasks, but whenever you ask for a hint, it costs you some points. And so it's really interesting to see how people go about learning. There's like strategies around. Some people will sacrifice some points to get the hint, but then move up to the next level, the next challenge, and try to like win, end up the challenges by winning the fastest. Or sometimes it's going to be based on who scores the highest score, right?
Have you seen people get really competitive with this? I'm sure.
Oh, it gets crazy. You get the trash talk going on in the rooms.
Hopefully
People
not too
start.
bad.
It's really fun. It's everything you can imagine with like good, team spirit competition. You see that in the room, and that's actually like one of the things we're excited about seeing here. With 300 people forming teams, and just seeing how they go about it.
I know you showed us the room earlier. Can we see it one more time? You said 300 people. That seems
Yeah,
like it's a pretty big room, Tech Deep.
it's a lot of tables.
It's a lot of tables, and it's
It's a lot of
happening
tables, and
tomorrow.
yeah, we are excited about this. A lot of people know about AWS Jam, and they come every reInvent or any AWS public event we have. And this year, our wait list is even maxed out. So we're just excited to be hosting to so many learners out there.
Yeah.
It's great to see the excitement that even our customers have around the product.
That's a good point. So you're hearing a lot of excitement from the customers. What are they saying? Do you have any quotes that you can share with us today?
I can actually, yeah. You know what? I'll. This is a. It's not an exact quote, but I was talking to somebody, and I was getting we're wearing their AWS Jam swag at reInvent here, and there's a lot of customers walking by, and what somebody just stopped me in the hall and said, "Hey, I love that thing you guys do, the Jam stuff. That's awesome." And so I asked him like, "What do you like about it?" And he said, "Well, this is not my first reInvent. I was here last year." And one of the things that I really liked was I sat on this table, like come here alone, and I end up basically playing with strangers on my table, and they end up becoming very good friends and have a lasting relationship afterwards as friends. When they leave Vegas here, reInvent. So that kind of those kind of stories are very cool to see that it's a product that also brings people who don't know each other together and creates friendship. Uh, Other things we hear from people are along the lines of it's sometimes hard to absorb or get started with AWS, but being in a group setting, sort of dilutes that um, fear that people might have to just dive in and start clicking around the AWS console, start playing with our services, and that I think it's a very good way of just getting started, getting that confidence built up.
Yeah, and you mentioned a couple things, and I have some questions for you if you don't mind. So one is around team-based building and doing this as a team and as a group. What if you're not as a group? What if it's just me and I just want to do a jam? Can I do that?
You can. We don't force people to form teams. If you're not comfortable forming a team, then you can definitely do a jam by yourself. We've seen teams, single player, solo mode, going in and trying their luck. Obviously, if you have, three other people, four other people with you that are helping you think or strategize on splitting, which challenges somebody would do based on their own expertise and experience. So you could be sitting at a table with, somebody who's an expert with databases, another person who's an expert with compute, which computes to choose, serverless, for example. And then you could strategize like, hey, there's a task here that's going to be about AWS Lambda. Why don't you do that? Because you've got a background in compute and you can help us get in the competition ahead. Other people do it for
Okay.
learning, right? Some
Divide
people
and conquer.
divide and conquer, but some people also do it for learning, right? They would also like, hey, let me do the compute one because you know how to do that. So let me try. So
Okay.
it's really
So
interesting to see that. There's play to win,
they can
there's
kind
play
of
to learn.
use it as like a method of teaching each other at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And we have
really cool.
Yeah, and we support both of those modes, right? That's one of the questions we ask when you start the join a jam events. Like, are you here to learn, play to win, or play to learn? And it's interesting
Okay.
to see how like there's a 50-50 usually on the spread there.
So it's either play to win or play to learn. And then no matter what, the play to learn always still gamifies it and they still have points. So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
fun. Now we're here live at reInvent 2022 in Las Vegas, but not everyone's here with us. And let's say people, even if they are here with us, what if when they go home and they're like, how do I do this again? What if they had so much fun? They want to keep doing it, Tech Deep.
I know, right?
Where do they go?
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's two ways you can go about that. First one is if you go on Skill Builder and you have a Skill Builder subscription, you have access to Jam journeys, so you can try those. We have 3 Jam journeys. One is on security, one is on networking. We just released one on machine learning, and heads up, there's a new one coming in next month on databases. So you'll
Can
have
you talk about that? Are you allowed? Are we
Well,
breaking any rules today?
I'd rather have customers go and explore and try them out. I don't want to give out any hints or what it is,
Okay.
but it is exciting. I would encourage everybody to go and check it out. Just go on explore.skillbuilder.aws and try it out. The other
Yeah.
option is obviously, we have it on the screen here. You can always go on jam.awsevents.com and just click on the contact us button, shoot us an email. And we'll get in touch with you and see if we can set up a jam event, a custom jam event for your company or for your team.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and drop that link in the chat. So it's jam.awsevents.com. It's in the chat. You know what? Speaking of the chat, I see a question in the chat. It's a really good one. It says, can you play to learn and win? Maybe both. Like, I want to learn and I want to win. That just sounds like winning to me.
That's winning, man. I mean, yeah, that's at the end of the day, it's an option we give just to make it exciting for customers, who are getting in this. But what we see at the end, Aaron, the result is people end up learning. Like more than 95% of the people who use AWS Jam say they've learned something new. And
I think
we've seen this.
you have a new motto now. If you're learning, you're winning. If you're winning, you're learning.
Winning is learning.
All right, Tech Deep. Any last words for us before we close up here? I'm keeping a real close eye on time.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, last words, I would say go on jam.awsevents.com, check it out, click on contact us, let us know what you think, and if you have any questions, get started. And if you're here at reInvent, we hope to see you at the AWS Jam Lounge, which is in the expo. And yeah, looking forward to just jamming it.
Is there a way for anyone to contact you or your team?
Yeah, they'll be on the jam.awsevents.com. There's a contact us link. There's a nice web form that you can just collect some basic information, send it, or you can also just send an email at aws-jam@amazon.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tech Deep. Thank you so much, Brian, earlier, who is our ASL interpreter. Thank you, Courtney, for being here. I saw the swap earlier. Hello, how are you? And thank you, everyone who is watching. And stay tuned. More from AWS On Air, live from reInvent 2022.